Welcome back everybody for another Star Wars toy review. For today's review we have Unkar Plutt from the Basic Series 3 3/4 inch toy line. The packaging is pretty nicely done. We have the Force Awakens logo at the top, Kylo Ren in the top right hand corner, a really nicely done box art image of Unkar Plutt. Ages 4 and up, Unkar Plutt, Disney and Hasbro logos. Unkar displayed with his weapons in the plastic bubble. Here's the weapon that is formed when you have Unkar's piece as well as the other two figures on the back. Warning, choking hazard. Here are those other two figures, FN2187 and Captain Rex. There's a little read up at the top there. Pause the video if you guys want to read that. How Unkar can hold that little weapon piece, and then some trademark stuff. Already I'm impressed with this Unkar figure. I think it looks great. One of the things you're going to notice when it does come out of the packaging though is that his legs are going to be warped in forwards, so he will fall over because he is front heavy. But as soon as you move his legs back, because they are articulated, he will stand really nicely. Now for those of you who don't know this, Unkar's head design at least is based off of a blobfish, which is really awesome because to me the alien species in Star Wars makes it really awesome. I'm a huge fan of all the alien species. I love the cantina scene in A New Hope and Jabba's palace scene in Return of the Jedi. So the new additions to The Force Awakens in terms of the aliens were also really sweet, Unkar being one of my favorites so far. He does have 6 points of articulation. It feels weird saying that with a 3 3/4 inch basic figure, but he does. His head moves in a 360, as you guys can see here. He does have 360 rotatable arms. There goes his blaster. His legs kick up and they also kick back, but the 6th point of articulation is that you can rotate his wrist, which is awesome. I'm happy that Hasbro went the extra mile and gave him a 6th point. And you may be thinking, well, what about this wrist? Doesn't do anything. I don't know why they decided to make one wrist rotatable and the other not, but that's just what they did. Weird that Hasbro did it, but I'm happy that they did because that means more articulation for this figure. Now, his blaster does fit in both hands, and as you guys can see, it's very basic looking. But it's the same one that comes with Unkar's Thug in the BB-8 3-pack. And it does fit, like I said, in both hands very well. He's got a very firm grasp on it, which is great. And the blaster does look pretty cool. Now, in terms of detail on Unkar, it's pretty nice, honestly. His head, you could see, just has a lot of folds, and he's got a lot of fat going on there. He's very big. And the one thing I have noticed, though, is that Hasbro Quality Control didn't really do so well. There are some gray splotches on his face, but I can look past that. His little hat piece looks really nice. You can see it has some machinery or whatever that is at the top of it, which looks pretty cool. This armor piece, I guess you could call it, on his front and back is made out of very flexible, bendy plastic, which is cool because you can pull it up and you can also take it over his head. But it's weird because it's kind of glued in at the front, so you can't take it off completely. Not sure why you'd want to do it in the first place, but it kind of would make sense if it was a peg in. That would have actually made it better. His clothing is very nicely done. You can see some wrinkles in his shirt there. They're more prominent on his pants. And his hand, you can even see some folds in the skin there. They're very fatty. And his arm cloth kind of looks like cloth, like linen wrapped around him, kind of like a raised design. But his boots are also nicely detailed, and they're just a different gray piece than his pants. But otherwise, he did turn out really awesome. Pack-in is actually pretty cool. It resembles a claw, and the claw parts are articulated. And it does stand as the base piece in that 3-piece model that it makes. Now, I just noticed this now, but it doesn't actually fit for Unkar. If you guys look at the directions, it shows that Unkar can hold it by placing his arms out, and then it would go around those 2 handle pieces. However, when you do that, it doesn't work out like that. So the only other way that Unkar can really hold it is if you put it in his hands like that. And that's about it. I guess because Unkar is such a wide figure and his arms are so far apart, it doesn't work that way. But that's kind of weird because why would you pack this in with him if it doesn't work in the first place? I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they didn't choose to give him Captain Rex's weapon or Finn's weapon. Like, why wouldn't you pack that in with them since it would fit with them better? but I guess that's just what Hasbro does. So yeah, the pack-in is pretty much useless for Unkar. My final thoughts on this figure, I'm really impressed with how it turned out. I really love this figure, and I'm definitely going to be picking up a double because, as you guys can see, the packaging for this one has been destroyed. But it really is a nice figure. The detail is awesome. Even the pack-in, which is useless with Unkar, is still an awesome addition to the set. So if you guys can find it in stores, I highly recommend you pick up this figure, especially for a retail price of $8.99. It's totally worth it. I found this figure at Target today. I was really lucky. It was the last new figure from the new wave of figures. It was actually lying on the bottom of the shelf. It wasn't even on a peg, so I got really lucky and found it before anybody else did. So like I said, definitely pick it up. It deserves a perfect 10 out of 10. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this figure, and if you guys agree with my final rating, and if you guys will be picking it up in the future. So this is it for this review today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more Jurassic Park and Star Wars toy reviews. May the Force be with you.